Been wanting to learn about different careers? Or just need that nudge to pursue your passion projects? Here at Project Offbeat Careers Podcast, we talk to guests with unique careers outside the usual corporate shtick. Listen to historians, gamers, teachers, and cosplayers. See how they've succeeded and how you can apply their learnings to your workplace. Catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And get ready to take the off-beaten path with us.
If you like this episode, please rate the podcast 5 stars 6 and take it home. This podcast is a member of Bun Collective.
Welcome to your unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. And this is the MTV Show Podcast, a wrestling podcast. So nice to be back with the setup. Ayan. So it's so nice. Maganda to. So nice to be back with my normal setup. My microphone. I hope everything is working now. It's Friday. You know what that means. Welcome to your unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. This is the MT Show Podcast, a wrestling podcast. Ayun. So, ito, unahin ko na. I want to apologize for the past 3 weeks and sinabi ko na wala akong microphone for the past 3 weeks. Ayun. So, I'm glad that I have a one now. I'm back with my microphone. Alam niyo naman siguro, sinabi ko na sa lahat ng socials kung bakit wala pa din akong microphone for the past 3 weeks. 3 episodes din yon. So, akala ko nga hindi aabot to. Buti na lang umabot. So, thank God, umabot itong cable microphone ko for today's episode of the podcast. Bago yon, we want to give a reminder nga pala sa inyong lahat that in few weeks time, imagine more WWE content since our WWE network is moving to Disney Plus. Alam niyo naman siguro yung palita na atin na pong minention dito few weeks back that our official WWE network is moving to Disney Plus Philippines. It was announced October 20, 2022 in a press release released almost by Disney, and the report has been confirmed by everyone in the WWE that our WWE network is moving to Disney Plus. And after of the migration to Disney Plus, I'm going to make assure you that our WWE network feed hindi na po magiging accessible sa inyo since we are going to have a Disney Plus WWE network. More on that in couple of weeks. We're going to discuss that in a special attention to detail podcast and a special podcast on the D-Day when we're going to discuss all the contents of the WWE Network on Disney Plus on its first day pa lang. Pero, let's be real. it's a business, it's business perspective, win-win ito. Pero, content, pagkakaalaman na lang tayo on November 17. Ayun, so ilang araw na lang. Today is November 5, 4. Today is November 4, 2022. Yun, tama. Today is November 4, the eve of Crown Jewel. Speaking of Crown Jewel, we're going to discuss the predictions for Crown Jewel as well as the developments in Saudi during their staying, since we have a report from Wall Street Journal na we're going to discuss it on the top of the hour. And also, ayan, so we're going to plug some stuff. So, one podcast, one handle na tayo officially. So, you can follow us on all of the social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube. Yes, you heard that right. Even on YouTube, we are on the same platform at the MTG Show Pod. Again, that's the MTG Show Pod. Hindi pa naman siya magmamigrate sa YouTube kasi may inaayos pa at hindi pa magta-transition si YouTube until November 14. But regardless, that will be our new handle on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube at the MTG Show Pod. You can donate and support the podcast in the process on gankganknow.com/the MTG Show Pod. So as $1 a month, you can support the podcast, and the process you can help us and support us on the podcast. Also, for more podcasts, you can visit our website at thebunkph.com, and of course, you can support us and the whole collective on social media at the Bunk PH. Then, yeah. Let's start in a big way kasi there's a report by Wall Street Journal earlier this week that Saudi may be subject to a targeted attack by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary. Ito pa, nabubulol ako sa sarili ko sulat. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Grand Corp amid the protests taking place recently. Again, here's the news. Saudi may be subject to a targeted attack by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Grand Corps amid the protests taking place recently. The report stated that the attacks were planned for the targets in the kingdom, and this brought some takot regarding Crown Jewel. PW Insider reported that the Crown Jewel Premium Live event will continue despite of those attacks, and the company will take security protocols and emergency plans in case if something is going to happen. Ayun. So, that's basically the report of Wall Street Journal and also PW Insider. So, sa akin lang, okay naman na ituloy yun. For me lang. As long as there's a security naman. Kung hindi pa natuloy o hindi sila tumuloy pa US pa, sana kinancel na lang din muna yung event or postpone. Kaso WWE is following calendar din. So maybe magkaletse-letse yung calendar nila. Yun yung problema. Pero for the safety of the wrestlers, pwede rin naman natin sabihin na cancel na natin to. We can do it naman. Or it's basically a glorified main roster house show naman. Pero Iba yung case nito kasi Saudi is paying WWE bunch of money. Kaya syempre, di nila sasayangin yung opportunity. Sana si Carl Anderson nag-iisip-isip kung na-regret niya na ba yung desisyon na magpunta sa Saudi na lang instead of the Japan defense of the never open weight title. Sana lang nag-iisip si Carl Anderson at this point kung tama ba tong desisyon ko o tama ba tong mga pinag-iisip ko sa buhay. And yung mga sinasabi ko nung prior na-release ako sa contract ko. Sana napag-iisipan mo ng mabuti yun. Anyways, let's continue with some news pa. So, Pro Wrestling Noah just announced that wait lang. I'm reading the papers. So, the Great Muta will face WWE's Shinsuke Nakamura in a match on January 1 on Noah's show in Japan. Alam niyo naman kung saan yun. The match will take place on January 1, 2023 as part of the Great Muta's tawag ba dito? Ano ba perfect term ito? I think this is his farewell tour since magre-retire na siya next year. So, ayun, I think the Great Muta, ang balita kasi before is si Great Muta in-offer ng opponents from WWE or AEW. And eventually WWE nireject yung offer ni Noah kay Shinsuke for, 'di ba, for this match nga. Noong si Vince pa ang CEO. When Triple H took over and Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon took over, parang kinontact ni WWE si Noah if okay pa ba yung shot, okay pa ba yung match. And this is it. We got the match. And we're going to get that on January 1, 2023. And we're going to start the year with a bang on WWE. Dito partnership. It's just a one-time off unless WWE would do something on Great Muta. Siguro Hall of Fame dahil sa accomplishments niya with WCW. Siguro ganun ang gagawin nila. And I think it's gonna be a really, really good time for WWE. Sa mga gusto manood ng WWE, this is your big opportunity to do. Kasi madali na yung access. You can use Disney Plus for your viewer or sa panonood nyo. You can use Disney Plus since mas madali na yun. Hindi na WWE Network. So it's gonna be good. Also, another news, Jeff Jarrett has been promoted as AEW's, ano ba tawag dito? Parang in terms of ito yung role niya nung umalis siya ng WWE. That's the same role. I think the development something. Di ko natanda. Di ko na notes Sensya na. Ayun. So, ang role niya dito is basically for the live events. Parang siya yung mamamahala ng mga live events ni AEW. And he will remain as well as a in-ring competitor and I think a authority figure. So it's a good thing for AEW as well. And it's a good thing for fans. Alam niyo naman, si Jeff Jarrett, produkto ng Impact, produkto ng WWE. Malaking tulong yung magiging ambag niya dito sa company once na mag full blast itong role ni Jeff Jarrett on the authority role or maybe backstage role. So yeah, that's the outside of WWE news. Also, finally, before we go to our first commercial break, let's talk about the NXT releases. We got a bunch of releases before NXT today earlier this week. We got some bunch of basically NXT releases before today's NXT, or maybe WWE PC releases ito. So we get Buddy Hayward of like KSU, Sloan Jacobs, Erica Yan, Damaris Griffin, and Drew Feng on the list of releases. So basically, ito yung mga releases na hindi nag-improve per Dave Meltzer. Na-report niya to earlier this week na ito yung mga releases na sa tingin nila hindi nag-improve doon sa WWE PC. And siguro naman, mag-improve pa itong mga to in the coming days or weeks, mababalik din to. Lalo na si Hayward na part na din ng Chase U storyline, and I'm glad there's a plan B for this. Si Duke Hudson, we're going to discuss that in our second half of the podcast where he joined Chase U permanently. So, ewan ko kung impressive ba yun sa akin o hindi. Pero it's a good idea na nag-iiba rin yung character niya. And nagta-transition na yung character niya into this one. That I think that's awesome. Diba? Yeah. So, that's it for our news of the week. When we come back, we are going to do a show's recap lang on our second half of the show. Then, basically on our third, we're going to do Crown Jewel predictions. It's gonna be the final WWE Premium Live event on WWE Network Philippines, since the rights is moving to Disney Plus starting November 17, and probably November 17 we're going to get War Games on Disney Plus. For now, we're going to take our first commercial break. Let's check our bunkmates here on Bunk Collective.
Hey everyone, this is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuki.
That was the OG, Mo Twister, promoting this podcast. If you like Korean pop culture, or know someone who does, then get into it, and visit our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages at the Kingdom Pod PH.
We're proud to tell you that this is one of the premier shows to go to for your weekly dose of K-pop. So drop everything and listen to the Kingdom Podcast. Available in all your podcast streaming platforms.
Join us! Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
I can't. I'm sick.
Weh, yung tataa.
Boo, you whore. Di-lockdown pa rin.
Huh? 2021 na.
So, anong gagawin natin?
Di, magstay na lang sa house at makinig sa Cha-Astrology, the podcast. With new episodes every Tuesday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts.
So we're back. Ito na nga. Let's start with our recap on the shows. Kasi it's gonna be short. Ewan ko, ba't ang konti ng notes ko dito? Ayun, continue tayo. Number 1, most important recap dito. Emma's back. Nireport to ng Insider, the NPW Insider, that Emma is WWE bound na ulit. She finished her Impact run in October, I think. September, September tapings ng Impact. Then she's done with the company. She just waited for a go signal from Triple H. She accepted the challenge of Ronda Rousey from last week's episode of SmackDown. And she carried Ronda Rousey. Ayun, so I can say na Emma is really improved when it comes to her wrestling. Sobrang laki ng improvement niya. parang she growed her ass out of WWE, and now unfortunately makikisiksik mo na siya sa SmackDown kasi medyo shallow yung ano, 'di ba pa, wala pang draft. Kaya dapat talaga magkaroon na ulit ng draft para hindi mag-compromise ng isang storyline yung women's division. And I'm glad SmackDown is still using their of the members of the roster. And yun, it's all good to us na Emma is back in the WWE. Let's continue with the OC. Alam nyo, this Sami Zayn thing is growing on me. And Sami Zayn definitely is one of the most hardworking guys in the company. Man. And to think about Sami Zayn na imagine mo marami siyang ginawa for this year. Dapat hindi na nga siya magsasign ng WWE contract. And now, he's doing this like a boss. And maganda yung role niya dito na he started from being Brock Lesnar's friend to the Johnny Knoxville. And now, his approach to the bloodline, and now he's part of the bloodline. That was a wonderful Roman Reigns or Sami Zayn moment. Buti talaga nag-sign siya sa WWE. Same with Kevin Owens. Si Kevin Owens, bihira ko makita sa TV. The last time I saw him was on NXT when he moderated the Kevin Owens show featuring the Triple Threat noong Halloween Havoc. Tapos, let's go on to Raw. Wala na masyadong important sa SmackDown. Hindi naman natin kailangan i-mention yung post-match segment de la Ronda at Shayna Baszler. Siguro they're planting something. Maybe soon, yung Shayna and Ronda partnership, parang i-sneak na si Shayna. Anytime soon naman mangyayari yun. Let's continue with Raw. So we get 2 banger matches on Raw. So, Seth Rollins and Theory and The Miz versus Ali. Both of the matches are really, really good. Especially with the Rollins Theory. And, ayan, yun lang. Wala naman masyadong. Let's talk about the segment that almost shocked everyone. Especially with the Johnny Gargano announcement that The Miz is using Dexter Lumis for his attacks. Now, yung mga recent attacks ni Dexter Lumis is being paid by The Miz. After nun, since hindi na nga binabayaran ni Miz si Lumis, medyo naguluhan ako doon. Ayun, sinimulan na siyang atakihin without paying, without yung suhol. Ganyan, mas maganda yung term, suhol. Then, yun na nga yung inamin ni Miz ay ni Johnny Gargano sa after nung match ni Miz. So at least sinasabi ko pa din yung point na Miz. For the next few weeks, malalaman natin if eventually magsasama ba ulit si Theory at si Theory. Magkasama ba ulit si Gargano tsaka si Dexter Lumis? O definitely maghiwalay sila ng landas. Kasi from the way I see it, mukhang mag-feud si Gargano at saka si Lumis. Pero times pa naman. Marami pa namang time para mag-brew yung story na to. At least medyo nagkaroon bigla ng interesting part and hindi rin ako makapaniwala that Gargano can do comedy stories. Everybody knows Gargano is a great wrestler, a fantastic wrestler, and definitely a really, really good wrestler that everyone's thinking. And yeah, it's impressive to see this guy, Gargano, na akala nyo lang, ito yung wrestler na talunan pagka title matches, yung first defense mo, talo ka. Hindi eh. Parang ano siya, I can say na he's a all-rounder na din. Pwede ko na siguro sabihin na all-rounder siya. He's impressive on promos, he's impressive to the ring, comedian din, serious din. He can act like a heel properly and perfect. So, yun. I think I can say he's all-rounder then. Finally, let's talk about the title change on Raw. It's a women's tag team title match between Damage Control and Alexa Bliss and Asuka. So ito, sudden to sa akin kasi hindi ako nag-expect ng title change dito. Pero on crowd duo, maybe mag-expect tayo ng title change. Kasi hindi naman slated na hahaba yung reign ng Alexa Bliss and Asuka. We're going to talk about that more on the predictions part of the episode. Okay, let's go on to NXT. So, first segment of NXT, we get Pretty Deadly and Pretty Deadly, Braun Breaker, and Wesley of the champions in NXT. And so, parang inaano nila yung Pretty Deadly na, okay, we magantay kayo ng challengers, pero pinauna na nila yung Pretty Deadly. Then, suddenly, Braun Breaker and Wesley proposed a tag team title match for later on. So, wala silang in-advertise na main event noong oras na yon for the main event. So, it's kind of weird. Okay, so, parang ang unnecessary niya, sobrang. Yun ang gusto kong yan, sobrang unnecessary. Pero, I know that there's a lot of time and marami pa silang time to build the upcoming premium live event na deadline. Of course, deadline is a premium live event same day of ROH Final Battle. But still, it's so weird to see NXT parang di sila nagmamadali sa pag-build ng stories. So, yun, let's see in the next few days or weeks if kung ano yung mangyayari on the way they're going to build this event. Okay? So, let's continue with the truth and Grayson Waller. So, apparently, our truth is injured during the match between Grayson Waller and our truth. Our truth is injured. It's kind of sad about it. Sobrang kind of sad. Hindi ko kasi napanood yung picture-in-picture kasi basically, on the picture-picture, they are postponed the match. They are nag-cross na yung referee and our truth is basically out of the ring. And doon din sa picture-in-picture, our Grayson Waller is celebrating his win na over our truth. So, yeah, parang ayun na yun, sobrang sakit na our truth kamabalik na lang ulit sa TV. Then, ito na nga, injured na naman. Kaya na, sobrang sakit dun sa akin. If I'm a wrestler na ganon, I'm gonna fucking disappointed on that. Sakit na sakit yun. Then, ayun. So, we got a explanation why Eva Raine joined Schism. So, Eva Raine is the fourth generation daughter of The Rock. Then, she explained her actions na sinabi niya nung injured siya, siya lang, yung Schism lang, yung nakaalala sa kanya. Then, yun na nga yung story about Schism ay in-explain ni Eva Raine. And her addition, in my opinion, is, maganda din yung addition niya. Kasi, parang natatanggal sa kanila yung pagiging The Rock 4.0, The Rock bootleg mindset ng fans. Mawawala yun sa mindset nila sa circulation pag nag-iba yung gimmick ni Avery. So, I'm glad she's getting a new gimmick here na different kay The Rock. So, it's a plus. And, ayun. So it's all good to us. Okay, so let's continue with Mandy Rose, the 1 year celebration. Let's talk about it. Guys, I don't know, but I'm kinda pass na ako. Sa totoo lang, I hate how they're building Alba Fire to be the number one contender for the women's title. Like, naka 2-0 na si Mandy Rose kay Alba Fire. Ano pa ba gusto niya patunayan? Parang she they're shoving her on our throats. Like, Ava is like Kaylee Ray or Alba Fire is Stevie ready na kung tutuusin. Tapos parang ini-show pa rin siya sa leeg natin. Pero for sure naman hindi natin makukuha yung match sa December. No? It's just parang transitional feud na lang to. Papunta na tayo dun sa exciting part. Roxanne Perez is not on this week's NXT. We know the reason. They're building her up for the match versus Mandy Rose. And so Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons are arguing for this week. Kasi parang natalo si Zoe Stark Indy Hartwell in a one-on-one match. And then parang they are teasing a heel turn maybe or one of them will turn. So ganon. Ganon yung nakikita ko, maybe si Zoe lang yung magta-turn, maybe din na si Nikita ay magta-turn din. Or maybe both will turn and eventually they're going to win the titles next week on NXT. Then WWE announced as well that there's going to be a NXT deadline. Wala pa sinabing oras, pero for sure it's 9 a.m. Manila time on December 11, 2022. And na nga, so wala pang detalye, everything. Wala rin venue. For sure, it's WWE PC pa din. Okay, let's continue with the main event. So, Pretty Deadly versus Broad Breaker and Wesley. Ayan, nakakalimutan ko lagi si Wesley. Nagtatampo na ata sa akin. So, ayun. May fuck. Yung microphone ko nahuhulog. So, yun. Yung main event for this week's NXT is a tag team title match. Sobrang random as fuck. Then, we're getting that same main event. Same outcome. Ayun. So, basically, we're getting a rematch between Wesley and Carmelo Hayes at saka Braun Breaker and Von Wagner. Von Wagner is fine to me as the new number one contender, but Melo on Wesley? Ewan ko, parang sawa lang ako na nasa picture si Carmelo Hayes. Let's face it, na main roster ready na rin siya, just like Toxic Attraction and Kaylee Ray or Alba Fire. Tapos, parang show pa rin siya sa asses natin. Buti na lang, wala pang match. Probably on NXT lang to. Kasi mahaba pa naman yung prep for NXT deadline that will take place on December 11. Yun lang. Then, let's go on to AEW. Since mahaba rin ito. So, we get this Jeff Jarrett thing I said the news earlier. So, let's talk about his in-ring appearance. So, he attacked the RB after of the match between Darby Allin. Ako nga, pag Darby, naisip ko talaga siya si Sting. So, after of the match between Darby and Jay Lethal, then, ayun, he attacked him with the guitar and eventually, ayun, he knocked him out, nag-promo siya, and then he said, slap nuts. Namimiss ko yung Slapnuts shit na yun. I swear. And, ayun, that was a really, really good first appearance for Jeff Jarrett in AEW. So, next is Lee Moriarty and John Moxley in a contenders match. John Moxley defeated Lee in a really, really good match. I'm not going to say na it's a good match, but sakto lang. Pwede na. I can say na maganda, pero sakto lang. Kumbaga, parang sakto lang. May maganda, may pangit, sakto lang. Andun. Yun na yun. Ayun, so Colt Cabana is back. He accept the challenge of Chris Jericho, former ROH champion challenge. He accepted the challenge of Jericho. He was defeated by Jericho. And proud na proud pa si Jericho na CM Punk is a scumbag. Which is, he is a fucking scumbag. He said that on TV as well. It's so weird. Pero it is what it is. Parang, okay. Okay, I got the point. CM Punk is out of the company and definitely Colt Cabana deserves a, TV time ulit. So, yeah, it's a plus for me. So, All Atlantic Championship, we got Rey Fenix, Luchasaurus, and Orange Cassidy. It was a fun match on its own for me. It was a fun, yeah, it's a fun match for me at least. Pero let's see. Ano ba yung magiging outcome ito? I really love OC as well, holding up the title in a backpack as fuck. What a gago na boss na hawak-hawak mo yung belt, naka-slim bag lang. It's fine with me. It's so satisfying to me to see OC doing the thing. Ayun. So it's good to me. And finally, the main event, Samoa Joe and Brian Cage. Where we're getting ROH title matches at the main event of Dynamite. Yun na lang yung thoughts ko about it. I hate it. Like, the match is fine. Medyo may nadali. And I kinda hate it. I said it before, I said it again. Hindi ako fan ng ROH title matches sa main event ng Dynamite. It looks parang niruruin nito yung reputation ng AEW TV. Sana maglabas na kayo ng ROH TV anyways. Ayun, parang ang sagwa niya sa akin na ultimo AEW hindi nagbe-main event ng AEW shows, which is it's kind of pain to the ass. Anyways, yun lang yung thoughts ko about it. We're going to take another commercial break. We're going to do the Crown Jewel predictions when we come back on the podcast. So for now, let's check our bunkmates here on Bunk Collective.
Bakit mabaho ang utot?
Lulubog na ba ang Pilipinas?
Mahihayin ba ang makaya? Bakit bumabagyo sa Pinas?
Mga katanungang bumabagabag sa kaisipan ni Juan, halika, bigyan natin ng mga siyentipikong kasagutan. Ito ang inyong gurong lakan mula sa Bulacan, Sir Red. At ito ang Hainay na Tagham the Podcast Year 2. Pakinggan sa lahat ng major podcast streaming platforms. Tara, matuto, magsaliksik, magkaroon ng dagdag na kaalaman. Haynayan, magpakailanman.
Picture this. Two guys talking about true crime,
weird mysteries,
horror stories.
But the conversation is light.
Mostly funny.
And sometimes naughty.
This is Scriptsalog,
a Spotify exclusive.
I'm Gideon.
And I'm Glenn. And we're serving huge portions of horror and true crime twice a week.
We'll make sure your cravings are satisfied.
And you'll be begging for more.
Char.
Check us out.
This is Scriptsalog, available exclusively on Spotify.
Okay. Welcome back to the show. Let's talk about Crown Jewel Premium Live Event. This is going to be the final in de facto WWE Premium Live Event on the WWE Network. since we're going to get the Disney Plus in 13 days on this today's recording. So 13 days from now, we're going to get the WWE network on our local Disney Plus. More details will be released soon on the content once we got the information about the content of Disney Plus here in the Philippines. Expectations, okay? Ah, this is basically a glorified house show. I don't really expect a lot on this premium live event, but regardless, this is a Saudi show. A Saudi show since 2021 is kind of great. It's so nice to see. This is the third Saudi show since the pandemic began. Pangalawa at pangatlo, okay? But yeah, it is what it is. This is a Saudi show, glorified house show that we're being stated a lot. Tapos, ayun, it's gonna be exciting for some matches. Pero for long term, the few weeks after nitong podcast. So, sana may guest ako nun. Swerte yan tayo. For for full gear and Survivor Series War Games. But here we go. This is going to be the match cards and our predictions for Crown Jewel Premium Live Event. Okay, going back since the microphone is ewan. Ayun, going back since the mic is kind of fucked up today. Here's the cards for the Crown Jewel Premium Live Event. And yeah, this is kind of depressing, but calm down. First thing, we got Damage Control versus Alexa Bliss and Asuka. Ayun, ulitin ko na yung intro ko dito. So, going back, wala tayo masyadong in-expect dito. So, let's go to the cards for this year's Crown Jewel Premium Live Event. First thing on the card, Damage Control versus Alexa Bliss and Asuka for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Since nagkaroon tayo ng title change before ng Raw, I think I can expect na retain muna ito for now. I can say na retain muna ito for now. Then, iti-drop siya probably after na nung Raw. No? After na nitong Crown Jewel. Ayun, medyo di man ako nag-expect masyado. Title change. But, yeah. Ang in-expect ko lang is yung Raw Women's title. Yun lang. Yun lang actually in-expect ko. But regardless, here we go. The next match of the card is Braun Strowman versus Amos. Basically, for casuals ito eh. Ito yung parang big show Mark Henry of this generation match. Sorts, pang Saudi. Pero yeah, it is Braun Strowman needs the win. Majority naman ito. So I can assume na Braun Strowman will beat Amos in a match and magko-continue feud. Then, let's talk about another match of the card that we need to read off is Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a steel cage match. Okay, steel cage. I think the nearest possible for this match is with Drew McIntyre beating Karrion Kross in a cage match. Definitely. Drew needs the win here more than Kross, definitely. Then, let's talk about the tag title match. The Usos and Brawly Brutes. It's kinda normal to me, no? Hindi ko na kailangan explanatory. Explanatory na lang to eh. At this point, parang hindi pa magda-drop yung Usos ng tag titles. So I can say this is the Usos win again. Then we got Bailey versus Bianca Belair in a last woman standing match for the Raw Women's title. I can say that maybe it's time for a new champion on Raw kasi walang saysay yung damage control. If hindi mismo yung mananalo, yung sariling leader ng damage control. And Bayley is kinda ready now for the championship. And everyone is kinda tired na of seeing Bianca Belair as champion. So everyone is good for Bayley versus Bayley win on the Raw Women's title. And at least nga magka-title change. Ito nga lang yung possible title na magkaka-title change. So yeah, this is the only title that I can see na magka-title change on this whole premium live event. So I'm gonna go with Bayley here. She needs the win. And ito lang yung magka-title change for sure. Okay, let's continue. The OC versus Judgment Day in a 6-man tag. I don't know, but Bullet Club or OC definitely needs a woman on their side. Kasi na-outnumber sila ni Rhea Ripley. Pero ayun nga guys, ako kasi wala akong maisip kung sino yung pwedeng fourth member of this OC storyline. But I'm hoping for Raquel Rodriguez, maybe. Shotzi, maybe. Pero I'm still hoping for a fourth member. Definitely not Beth Phoenix. But it is what it is. Okay. Then, I expect Judgment Day to win here, by the way. Ayun, Judgment Day will win. Then, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, WWE. Ito yung parang big guys slapping meet nila on today's premium live event. Ayun. So, I say this is a Brock win rather than a Lashley win since parang mas deserve nila na magkaroon pa ng isa pang match sa War Games, maybe. Oo. And mas maganda kung naka-cage, no, yung dalawa. Dadya ko lang. I think this is a Brock win rather than a Lashley win for me. Para lang magkaroon ng rubber match. Maybe after nitong malay nyo sa Raw, di ba? Anything is possible at this point. Since wala naman tayo premium live event between December and Royal Rumble, so it justifies the point na maybe Brock will compete on Raw once again. Maybe. Let's see. Ito. So, the main event of Crown Jewel, Roman Reigns defending the title, undisputed WWE titles versus Logan Paul. Again, this is a explanatory situation. It's very obvious. Roman Reigns will retain over Logan Paul, but definitely we're going to get a really good match on these two. No, definitely we're going to get a banger match between Roman and Logan Paul. It's really subjective na lang kung makikisama rin si Logan Paul. And we're expecting Jake Paul daw on this NXT. In this premium live event. Per report, si Jake Paul baka mag-appear dito po sa Crown Jewel. And let's see if ano yung magagawa niya. Ayun. So, that's my predictions for the Crown Jewel Premium Live event. You can watch this Premium Live event on the WWE Network with Tagalog commentary by our friends Carlo Pamintuan and Stan C. Also available in English, Tagalog, and other languages around the world. And starting November 17, our WWE Network is moving to Disney Plus. That's a reminder that WWE Network is moving to Disney Plus. Imagine more WWE content with Disney Plus starting November 17 as low as 159 pesos a month. You can access to the WWE Network and other Disney Plus content for only 159 pesos a month for mobile. As low as 159 pesos a month. Again, imagine more with WWE on Disney Plus. So that's it for our episode this week on the podcast. Basically, we're going to do our picks of the week. I think yung picks of the week ko is I choose Sami Zayn for the superstar of the week, the woman of the week. I'm not sure about this. But it was self-explanatory na lang to. But regardless, yung match of the week ko goes to hell, I'm going to check it later. So, yun, for now, ayun, I'm going to plug my shit. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and our YouTube channel. One podcast, one handle at the MTG Show Pod. And don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Just search at the MTG Show Pod. You can now donate and support the podcast on gankganknow.com/the MTG Show Pod. As low as $1 a month, you can access to our content. Plus, you can join our discussions and more to come really, really soon. For more podcasts here on Bang Collective, of course, we are Bang Collective. Visit our website, thebangph.com. You can access and support us on our socials at the Bang PH. The MT Show Podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and the rest of the podcast platforms, and on the podcast app, which is available on the Google Play Store. Don't forget to rate us 5 stars in Japan, 6 stars in Tokyo Dome. And ayun, Twitter account at AGPNera on Twitter and Instagram. Ayun, for all podcast related links, the links is available on linktr.ee/the MTG Show Podcast. Ayun. So, ayun, of course, please support our local scene, MWF Noche Buena on December 11, 2022, featuring the main event, Jake De Leon defending the MWF World Championship against Fabio Makisig in a Manila Rules match for the MWF title. Then, magkakaroon din ng event ang FPW on November 20, 2022. I hope you all can check the tickets, tickettome.net, and sa MWF ManilaWrestling.com or sa ganknow.com/Manila Wrestling Fed. In behalf of DJ Yukip the Kingdom Podcast, this is the MT Show Podcast 133 in cooperation with Bang Collective. See you on the next one. Stay safe, stay wrestle, and have a crown jewel weekend.